What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So we need to talk in depth about CLOV, Clover Health Investment Corp. We need to talk about this and understand exactly where it is. It's constantly moving right now. A lot of people, I said now? That's a little weird. But now we're going to need to just discuss this a little bit. A lot of people in the live stream have said something about this. Wall Street Bets tends to pump some things, and we're actually hearing some good short squeeze information behind CLOV. And I wanted to break this down a little bit, get an understanding of why there's this discussion, give you guys a full breakdown of what we're seeing when it comes to the numbers. What's the realistic view on if it can, short squeeze and increase there. So before we get started here, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and make sure that you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Don't forget to check out some of the links in the description. It does help out the channel, as well as joining the membership of YouTube. You can basically participate in the live chats when I do my live streams, and also there's a Discord link down there as well. Now, like I said, a lot of people mention this, and I was a little bit skeptical because anytime someone mentions Wall Street Bets, especially after a lot of the different things that went on with the cannabis stocks, other stocks that were actually out there, and they just pump and dump some things, it seems like this one's taking on, a life of its own and actually has some real information behind it. Now, let's look at exactly what happened in the last couple of days, because it's definitely crazy to look at this. We see 709 million shares worth of volume today. Now, I don't want to take any of the flame away from AMC or GME, but this is a lot of movement here, right? We see a ton of movement. We don't want to sit here and take people away from AMC or GME, or have people pull money out of AMC or GME and put it into CLOV or whatever. It's always great to be able to have multiple areas filled in and diversify your risky investments. Now, this is not advice. This is merely just my opinion. I'm not telling you to invest in anything. I'm just giving you the information. But we had 711 million shares worth of volume, literally 2 million in the last, 1 minute that I've been talking. But let's see what happened in the last 5 days. You can see that we were hovering around that $9 mark before the last 2 days, to where it increased a drastic amount. Even after in the after hours, it increased here. Now, this started to run right in the beginning of the day, opened up at $16.64, ran up to $24.93, up to about $25, fell all the way back down to about 16 cents, and then ran up again to about $23. Now, I missed all of this because I wasn't looking at it. I did, try and play it on the way, I think it was the way down. I think it was somewhere around here, but I couldn't time it or anything like that. I wanted to buy it in. I wanted to buy in at like below 20. I ended up buying in, I believe, at above 20, riding that on the way up, but then getting stopped out a couple of times. But that's just, my flaw. I wanted to get in a lot lower, and I just couldn't navigate through it because I was working my 9 to 5. So I didn't know what was happening, or I went to go get lunch and all this other stuff. It was just a lot. Anyways, this did hit the $16 mark, increased to about $22 to where you see it now. I believe it did hit a higher point, so $22.85. It's probably going to close somewhere around that $20 mark. Are we going to see it fall off a little bit? Are we going to see a little bit more of a delayed reaction? Is this being overhyped? What's actually happening? So for this, as I start to see this growth, it gets me worried seeing fast growth like this, because short squeezes don't just happen like that, right? They don't get squeezed out of positions right away. You have a lot of people that are buying. This is FOMO buying. The fact that a lot of people are missing out on what's happening with AMC or GME, so it's more FOMO buying than anything that's actually a squeeze. It could be something that fully pulls back, not all the way back, but does pull back to a certain level to where you're holding for a while, because squeezes take a while for it to happen. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from this. It is growing an amazing amount. 85% as of today, did get up to 100+% today. And it's phenomenal, 714 million shares. Now let's get into some of the detail here. I need to find what it is. There we go. Let's get into some of the detail here. We have Fintel information. Now this Fintel information shows you what the short volume is for yesterday. Short volume was around 32%, 39.9 million shares worth of volume going the short side, while you having 124 5.8 million shares on, the overall day. Now, if we go down here and look at the short shares available, we have 0 short shares available as of the moment. The last update was 20 minutes ago. If we look down here and look at all of the days, it was 30% short, 30% short, 30% short. Probably an average of around 28, 29, maybe even 30% short, right? So up in that 30% area, and you know that you have a ton that's actually being shorted. Now, we know that we didn't have a crazy amount of volume these days, but you're seeing the volume for the 7th, for the 4th, for the 3rd, as you're starting to see those levels. And here you see it hit certain levels, right? But the interesting thing, as you start to look at a lot of these shorted shares, the shorted volume, you're like, okay, well, how does that add up to the overall float? Well, let's look at the overall float. So we could see here that we have a public float of 112 million shares, outstanding shares of 148 million. So it's not even that many, to tell you the truth. A total shorted shares is 40.46 million. So that means that they're literally at 35% shorted. So that's pretty high, right? Typically, like if I'm looking at ZOM, they're 35% short consistently, but they're only 7% short overall. So looking at this, you know that they have squeeze potential. Now, I was looking at this article here, which I do have this up, talking about Clover Health stock is soaring because of Reddit talking about this short squeeze. And I wanted to let you guys know that this is being talked about. Now, is this being talked about as a distraction away from what's going on with AMC to stop, the bankruptcy and all that other stuff? I don't know. I mean, they're still mentioning GameStop, Wendy's, AMC, all of these positions here. And maybe that's why people were mentioning Wendy's in the live stream, which I wasn't really understanding. I wasn't really with, because I didn't look at Wall Street Bets. A lot of times I like to stay away from Wall Street Bets, but now, you have some things that actually have a valid meaning behind it. But then again, like I said, it's very tough to take all of that stuff in. You have to take all of it with a grain of salt, to tell you the truth. But CLOV altogether looks amazing today, right? Closed 85% up right now, currently 2% up. We could see more and more of an increase because it is only at $22. Now, is this because they have the short interest, the amount of shorted shares, the short percentage? Is this the reason why you're seeing this increase? Possibly. You also have FOMO buying because people missed out on something like an AMC that skyrocketed. This skyrocketed from $9 to $24. Not saying that moved in a day, but it moved to $24 or $25 in a matter of days. So this could be something that you could have gained double your money, triple your money on just by having it in there. Even today, you could have gained 85% on your money. Or probably not today, 85%. You would have had to invest back here, but you could have gained a decent amount from when you invested in the beginning, from $16 up to basically $25. You could have gained a decent amount there. And then probably ended up investing at the low again and riding it up again. This is where it gets really, really interesting to see some of these positions and where they can actually go and what you can do with a lot of these positions. As you're starting to see this hype, it gets easier and easier to make money with a lot of these places. Now, is this short squeeze potential? It definitely looks like it. It has, a very small amount of shares that are out there. 40 plus million shares are shorted. It leaves little room for hedge funds or whoever's shorting it. So I would agree that this has some sort of potential behind it. Now I want to see it probably come back a little bit in order for me to get into it, just because I want to always be at a comfortable level, especially if I don't feel like it's actually at the squeeze right now. When I do take money out of other places, it would be great to diversify into other shorted positions, right? So ultimately, I think CLOV is not that bad. I think that, people were right talking about it. I was a little bit skeptical when people mentioned Wall Street Bets, like I said, but not that bad. Might have a lot of potential to it. So definitely keep an eye on it. If you haven't had your eyes open to it, keep an eye on it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Let me know what you think about CLOV, where you think it's going to go. I always like to know everybody else's opinion, but hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, check out some of the links in the description if you want to join as a channel member, or if you want to join the Discord group, do that. But I'm going to get out of here and I'll catch you guys in the next video.